Hey everyone, we're live here. Today we're having an exciting day. We're going to be coding an application, one that seems too big to vibe code.
I love it. I love
Before I
it.
get
Love it.
before we get into that, my name's Alex. I work on the go-to-market side at Harper. And then over here, Austin, I'll let you introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Austin, and I work on our developer relations. So over here at
Cool,
Harper. So
awesome.
yep.
So today we're just sitting down. Austin's coming back up some time off, and we're jumping into we call it agentic engineering, official terms, or vibe coding.
hmm
We call it here. Just looking at, like, I'm not a developer, but I've been coding some applications. Today, I'm going to kind of show you some of the things I've built and help explain what we're building today. We're just going to be coding on the fly. This will probably take about 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours. So if you're just chiming in, just like feel free to watch, follow along. Really informal today, so nothing big.
We're friendly. We're
You,
friendly. Okay, I assure
yeah,
you. Yeah, it's a
exactly.
very friendly stream.
All right, so I got kind of a mess of a screen right here. Are you seeing this, Austin?
It's lovely, very lovely. I'm actually gonna put you on
Okay.
my. I'm gonna over here. I'm gonna put you on my big monitor. So,
Okay, perfect.
yes. So I'll be looking a bit away, but yes. Here.
Cool, cool. Okay. So what we got here, I got my Claude Code up. You can see I've been coding a bunch of things. You can see the block builder was a lot of different. I had to keep switching context windows because I didn't want to, like, I was coming up on that like million tokens thing. I just wanted to save some. But this is what I ended up building there. We'll go through and talk about kind of how we can make these architectural diagrams. We'll describe what we're doing here. And then I got this practical guide for building Harper agents on Harper. So we'll kind of be referencing those as we go. So today I'm trying to give you a bit of a backstory on the app that we'll be coding today. So this last weekend, went on a rafting trip. Let me bring up our image here because it kind of
hmm
does describe it a bit.
hmm
Went on a rafting trip, and the thing about rafting is it only happens when the rivers are flowing, and they have to flow at a high enough level. So rafters are always paying attention to the rivers, and the USGS kind of manages this. So people have like gauges to see what the flow levels are. I know right now, like Browns Canyon out of Buena Vista, it's flowing in like the 200 range, which is like way too low to raft.
hmm
But then I was on the Colorado River this weekend, and that was flowing at around 600, which is actually really nice because there's a hot springs halfway, and when
hmm
the water's high, like the hot spring washes out. So we were able to enjoy that. So what impacts river flows ends up being snowpack. It ends up being dam releases often have a big impact on it because a lot of these things are dammed. So we kind of have to track all of this information to make predictions on what the river will be. And kind of understand, like, okay, they said they're going to open the dam for 30 days. We can feel confident we're going to have this good flow. We should hit the river now, compared to like they're saying they're holding back the water for
Yep.
the summer because there hasn't been much rainfall.
hmm
Um, that's a lot of stuff to research and kind of keep in mind. So I'm trying to create an application now that just makes it easier for me to understand what the rivers are doing. Luckily, this data is all kind of open source. It's available to anybody to see. So we're going to try to connect to some APIs today. And then we're going to try to make this agent kind of understand this circumstance of a specific watershed and make a prediction on what that flow will be. So kind of complicated stuff to code in just a few hours, but
hmm
should be fun.
It was some fun. It was some fun in the
Yeah,
process. Yeah. So
exactly.
definitely. Yep.
So, any questions on that, Austin, before I kind of
No
jump in
questions.
here?
I think if anything, I'm actually very curious myself. Like the whole again, haven't done. You said whitewater rafting, correct? Yeah, I have
Yeah.
not. I have not gone whitewater rafting yet.
No, you,
But
you got to come out.
one day, definitely when I come out to Colorado,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. So yeah,
Cool. Cool.
let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. So let's jump in here. So right before we start kind of jumping into um, Claude Code here, we're going to kind of think this out a little bit. So I'll open this window. I'll make this a little bit bigger so it might be easier to read. Okay, so we're creating a raft flow app. So this is a river flow app designed for rafters. Um, let's say we're going to start here. Let me actually show you. So this is kind of, I want to be kind of authentic here in how I do a lot of this. I actually don't type most of the time. What I found is I can just stream of consciousness works really well for me. And of all the places to dictate, I found that ChatGPT's dictation is actually by far the
Interesting.
best. Yeah,
Interesting. I think I started using the, I think as I just mentioned, like the native like dictation on, like the Mac itself. So that's what I've
yeah.
been, yeah. So this is interesting, huh? All right.
Yeah, so they're like Gemini. It's okay with Gemini. I found that Claude's dictation is like horrible comparatively. So we'll just start here. I'll talk to chat and I'll have it come up with a prompt for me to give to Claude. Okay, so I'm live streaming right now, Claude, chat, and what I need you to do is help me come up with a well-written prompt to give to Claude Code to build an application. So this application is going to be a river flow app designed for rafters. There's a few components to this application. First is we need to understand the live river flow data, what's happening right now, and then we need to track that across time. So to do this, we want to connect to any APIs that are available. I believe the USGS, whatever that stands for, you can help figure that out. But they track water flows on different rivers. I'm in Colorado, so I specifically want to focus on rivers in Colorado. So we want to focus on the Colorado River. We can go from the Kremling gauge, like all the way down to the, let's go to Ruby Horse Thief gauge, so we can kind of see what the flow is throughout that whole section. Then we also want to track the Arkansas River, starting at Numbers and then going down through the Royal Gorge. Let's see what else. We want to get some tracking on the Gunnison River. We want to get what rivers am I missing? What rivers? but you get the point. Come up with a list of rivers that are often rafted in Colorado. Figure out where the gauges are, and then we need to understand what the watersheds look like. For the Colorado River, I know a lot of that stuff is dam release, so we need to get dam release reports. Same thing on the Arkansas River. We need to figure out where we can get information on dam releases that are happening there. So take a look at that. Gunnison River, same thing, dam release. So figure out where we can get that information for each one of them. Let's see what else. Then we also need to look at snowpack estimates. So snowpack has a big impact on flows rates. So we need to be able to pull that information for what that snowpack is looking like this year and how it's changing and what we expect that to have on the river. So all of this will be data that we're collecting, and ultimately it's for an agent to have this data so that it can send to an LLM. I'll give you those API keys later to make a decision estimate per river each day on what it expects the flow to be like in the next 30 days. So that's a lot of information. What I need you to do is consolidate this into an easy to understand prompt for Claude Code to take and build an application out. I don't need you to figure out how to build that application right now. I just need you to help me communicate it clearly. So please use Smart Brevity to do so and give me the clear prompt I should give to Claude Code. Okay.
That is a
So
very lovely prompt and context, my friend. So yes,
so
please
that is
continue.
so exactly. So like Claude. So like what I found with vibe coding is like people feel like the bar is like really, or it's like it's something scary to do.
Mhm.
But the highest bar is to get a clear picture in your head of what you're looking for, and then AI is just does a great job of helping to
Does.
communicate, help you communicate and help you synthesize that information.
Yeah, I found it to be quite helpful, specifically when I started setting up my OpenClaw setup actually, for like
Yeah,
my own team of agents actually, using AI to help like, hey, you know what, from asking me questions, right, to building out my own personality, to then like, hey, all right, for each individual agent, what's the personality of that? What are they specifically tasked with doing? Like, what is their, like one's the chief of staff, the other one's like the developer, other one's the QA engineer, and so
yeah.
yeah, no, I've definitely found like overall like oh, there it is, it's already done. Okay, there
There
it
we
is. Yeah,
go.
I'll go ahead and switch over back to you. So
Uh, well, we're good. Okay, so now in Claude Code, I have a bunch of different things I've always been building, but I'm going to create a new folder here. Not sure exactly the best way to do this. You can see like all the different products I've tried to create here. So we'll call this. I do like the idea of we call it flow state for the app. Create. Oh, you know what? I need to edit that name
mhm,
because I've done this before. It needs to have a dash in it. You can't have
underscore.
spaces.
Yep, some sort of dash or underscore. Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So where is that? There we go. Can I
Flow
edit
state's
that
very
name?
top. Yep.
flow state. There we go. Open. Local, and we'll get coding. Okay. So we have the prompt that we want to give it on what to build, but I do want to be a little instructive here on how to build this. What I have found that works really well, and not only because I work at Harper, but using Harper to build this, and we have some nice kind of skills repositories that Claude can lean on. The thing about building something like this is fairly complicated. We could even we're having data, we're having API connections. Ultimately, I would want this to notify me too. I was like, when flows are coming up. So then there's like a live streaming kind of like notification system needed here. So there's just a lot to track here. Users log in. We need to track their personal data, their own settings. So Harper is kind of a great platform for that. All of that is kind of built in. It's rather than other platforms out there that tend to combine kind of different things, like maybe someone's doing a Vercel plus a Supabase plus let's throw some other things on there to make these apps really powerful. With Harper, I could just use Harper and it has all of that in one runtime. And kind of the beauty of it is in one runtime, that data access is at memory speed rather than having to jump over the network. So not only do we have like a more performant, a faster app, but it's also actually easier to scale because once it's a unified contained thing, we're able to then deploy that on Harper Fabric in a geo-distributed way that's just nobody else can do, because when you have one thing, it's easy to make multiples. But when you have multiple things and you need to multiply that, then it just becomes this like exponential problem to solve. So we'll start off with kind of telling Claude what to do here. Okay, I need you to build me an app. The key is that I need you to scaffold and build with, and let's do npm
Yep.
create Harper
Yep.
at latest. Use that to host the app, store the data, and do everything else that is needed. Let's see. There is a skills repo in that package. So take a look and understand how to build with Harper. I will paste prompt. So I noticed sometimes it's been pasted. Oh no, okay, that actually
Perfectly.
pasted it right in.
I see.
There we go.
The formatting is inherently a bit different than what you would initially expect, I'm assuming.
Yeah, this should, for this context window, I think it should work. It's saying I have the plan. Oh, I don't want to go there. Let's go back and then send that. Okay, so it's going to start thinking. It'll probably ask me some questions. Want some access? Sure, you can have access.
Yeah. For a lot of folks with, just sort of making a sort of a, I guess, while this is generating or whatnot, just something that I essentially do that I found to be really useful is using Claude or, Claude for building out the actual plan. And then to, sort of cut back into offset token cost, I actually run my own local LLM, like either the Quinn or the, Gemma 4 model, essentially, to then like write the code. So I have Claude Opus to build out the very detailed plan, or like that from the prompt that I have, building out that plan. And then typically I'll take a more hybrid approach where I'll use local compute to offset the cloud compute cost to build out my application. Now, granted, in this instance, we're probably not going to be doing that, but just something to really take into account. And I also know too, I have the benefit of having a PC with 24 gigs of VRAM and 96 gigs of RAM. Yeah,
yeah, that's a lot of RAM.
It's a lot of RAM. Yeah, yeah. It got it from a Kickstarter. Got it from a good old lovely, that whole PC, little mini AI cloud PC. So yeah, so I've been leveraging that a lot though.
Yeah, those local. I really think that's going to be the future with local LLMs, just because it's like, I guess in their SLMs, small language models. But they, at some point, I had like Claude do an analysis on this because I was just curious where the industry was going. And it said if you're looking at like the top of the line, like Mac Studios, what they were putting out, that in like these large companies like Claude or Anthropic, they don't really publish what their like flagship models are really using. They're kind of
Mhm.
keeping those like industry secrets.
Yeah.
But it does estimate that those can fit on the like largest like
Yeah.
Mac
Yeah.
studios. So it's like,
Cluster of them or whatnot. Yeah. Like between
yeah,
1 to 2 trillion or whatever, params or whatever. And that's about 2 to 4 Mac studios, essentially.
yeah,
512 gigabytes, the one that you really can't get anymore.
yeah.
But
But for
yeah,
specific tasks too, especially if you're doing like just coding, like it doesn't need to know about everything to do coding well.
doesn't.
Like it doesn't need
Yeah.
to know about floral arrangements. Like, but of course these flagship models do. Um, so to, especially for these like specific tasks, like we can host them on these like single machines. And I do think that this is people are going to realize as soon as like I see all these like Anthropic, they're pulling back how much tokens they're giving you. You're not able to just have um, as much for free or for low cost as we were before, and they're losing money right now based on this. They're just trying to drive demand and usership. So eventually, what my subscription now, I think they pay $200 for my
Mhm.
subscription.
Yeah.
I could see that being 2,000 a month in a year or so,
I can see that. And,
and that makes a
you know,
strong case for hosting locally.
and what is the ROI? It depends.
Yeah,
For some folks, it makes sense. Other folks, probably not so much. A
totally.
small language model would be inherently more. I feel like sometimes we're using it's very cliche, an F1 like car to get groceries from a grocery store, like trying to get like having like a Lamborghini to pick up groceries from the
Yeah,
grocery store. Just some of the times are just overly. These very large models are highly unnecessary for many of the things that we can do. And you can do, if you
totally.
fine tune a smaller model, you're able to do so much more, or just as much in many cases,
Yeah,
or get
yeah,
very close to what we
absolutely.
do today. So yeah,
That's cool stuff. I'm glad you're kind of getting on that train early. I
yeah.
think I missed the boat with the Mac Minis here. They're
Oh,
all
it's all
sold
right.
out
Don't worry. No,
now.
no Mac Minis over here. For me, it's just like, hey, for me, I was like, hey, can I personally afford a $200 a month? I can, but do I want to? I have to justify that to the wife. And so,
Yeah, totally.
and so I was like, I'd rather just do a one-time cost and then recuperate that over time and, in that local compute and everything like that. And so it's turned out great so far. It's turned out great. And I've been
Yeah,
enjoying it. So yeah.
awesome. All right. A few things I was thinking about. So as this is processing and trying to figure out how to build this application, I do want to kind of jump in and think about uh, Claude Design. Have you checked out Claude Design yet?
I have not. Is that like the MCP extension to like Figma or something like that? Claude Design. Interesting. I have
Yeah,
not.
it's kind of an open beta right now. I've been building different things with it. It was how I built this what I call the block builder application here. And we'll take a look at this and how it can like we'll probably actually throw it in because this actually does have an agent in here. But essentially, what we can do here is we can start to add information of like what is being built right now. So let's say we need a USGS API
Mm-hmm.
connector.
Yep.
So it allows us to kind of like visualize Harper because Harper is kind of a unique architecture where we have a lot of things in Harper.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't quite fit that
Yep.
model where everything is kind of separate and we're connecting things through APIs. So take a look at this and how to kind of visualize this flow state app once we have a better understanding of it. But what I was thinking we could use Claude Design for is uh, like Claude Code will be good at creating the application, the kind of the backend system, but I've noticed it's not that best with design. So we can actually do this thing where we could design the application in Claude Design, export that and then hand that off to Claude Code to incorporate it. Just a way to kind of like make the design a little better here.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Interesting. All right, let's do that.
so we got this prompt is going. I'll keep a track here in case I need to hit accept anymore.
Okay.
But I'm going to talk to ChatGPT and tell it what I need it to do now, so that we can have a well-designed app.
All right, let's do that. Let's do it.
Right. So taking this to the next level, Claude is building the backend systems and probably the front end too, but we can ignore that for now. For this application, what I want you to do is come up with a prompt. So Claude Code is going to do the backend. I need have Claude Design actually build the front end system for this. So I want this to be kind of super visual, maybe React based, unless we have other suggestions. Austin, do you think React is the way to go?
Yeah, React's the way to go.
Cool.
Let's do that.
So yeah, let's go with React here. And then essentially the app that you had described, I need to figure out like how to make that look visually compelling. So perhaps like a list of rivers. We need line charts on each one of them that show kind of the relative flow, what it's been over the last 7, 30, or 90 days. Probably some selectors to switch between those different options. And then what the river flow estimate is going to be. Let's just do a basic. Green is going up arrow, red going down arrow. So like kind of what is the direction expected to be? And that's kind of where the AI can put the input of kind of odds of being lower. So um, perhaps we need some way to visually display kind of what the anticipated flow will be down the road. And I'm not exactly a designer here, so I'm not sure how to visually do this, but please come up with a prompt for Claude to describe this application, start building this out that perfectly fits what we're needing for this application. Let's see. Okay. We'll see what happens there. I don't know. We're just like messing around here trying to figure out how to code this thing. Let's see. Claude Code is still going. React is the right choice here. Okay. UI concepts. I don't know if this is okay. It looks like it's giving some good information here.
Indeed, yep. I see yellows out all the time. Okay, all right.
It is getting probably more detailed than I want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have it back out of these details a little bit.
Okay.
I noticed that if you like prompt the AI with too much information, then it like will over detail it because it's like ChatGPT is trying to figure out how to build it for itself right now. I want it, but I would rather have Claude Design to figure out how to build it. So I think what you gave here is way too much detail. So what we need to do is simplify this quite a bit, as if I'm typing it to Claude Design, and not some like AI generated output. So just give it the general idea of what we're looking for, plus some of the key factors, but don't go into too much extreme details. We don't want to tell it how to build this thing. We just want to tell it what we want in it. This is like product requirements is what we're asking for. So try that. We'll see. Do you think we'll be able to finish this in the time allotted here? It'd be pretty cool if we could. Let's see. All right, that looks more reasonable. Austin, you still there? Did I cut out? Did you cut out? Hello, hello, hello. Let's see. I can chat. Austin, next recording will continue on a new track. Okay. All right. I think I lost
having your
Austin
computer
here. So
crash.
I'm going to go ahead and take this. I'm going to paste this in here, and we'll get the design going. So while we have that going, and while we're trying to see if Austin can come back in here, seems like his internet went out for some reason. I know they're switching up the gas main at his place, so that could have an impact here. Oh, he's asking to come back in. Here we go. Hey. Back?
Hey, all right. I'm here. Yeah. For some reason, my just desktop I guess it just crashed on me, which is very interesting. That has yeah, that was very interesting. So
the AI is striking back.
That
local machine is gonna rise up.
Yeah. Look at that. When 18 gigs of RAM isn't enough for all the things I'm.
Yeah, it's like, give me more RAM. I'm hungry. Okay, so let's see. I got some questions back from Claude Design, so I'm going to go ahead and answer those right now. It says mobile or desktop. I definitely want to do both. So let's do responsive design. Visual mood design Riverflow as its own branded outdoor weather app feel. Try to bridge outdoor color palette, but keep some Harper DNA.
I'm going to restart. I'm going to refresh again. So give me one. I'll be back. Continue. My apologies, but please continue.
All good. All good. All right. We're also seeing an error here coming from Claude Code. File path is missing. Required parameter content is missing. All 5 adapters built. Okay, it is building. You know what I didn't do with Claude Code? I didn't do the plan mode. It just started building this stuff. Let's back out here. I'm going to stop this. Show more. that was and so it's already hitting error because it didn't start planning. So I'm going to go ahead and start a new session here. Let's go with flow state. And then let's do plan mode. Let's see if there's anything in this repo too. Let's go with flow state. I'm just going to delete that. Okay, so now we have an empty folder. We're going to go ahead and start this in plan mode. Cool. Then we got the Claude Design app going here. What should I deliver? I'd suggest a hi-fi clickable prototype with both the dashboard and details views on your phone frame, plus a few tweaks-driven variations, hi-fi mobile prototype, side-by-side canvas. Let's do mobile. I like mobile first because I could see me using this on for my phone. How many dashboard variations? One strong direction. Let's just do one strong direction. What should variations explore? Chart treatments, spark lines, forecast treatment. Let's do. Okay, how important is the forecast on the dashboard card? I would say that's pretty prominent. Dashboard organization, group by status. Let's go with status. How realistic should the data be? Research typical use. Plausible. Let's go realistic. Snowpack, inline cards along the chart, separate context section. Let's go with that. What should actually snowpack? Okay, what should be tweakable? Color schemes, density, status thresholds. I don't think it needs to. Let's just do side trimming. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and move forward with that. Oh,
There we are. Okay.
there you are.
Thank you. That was,
Welcome
just
back.
lovely. Thank you very much. Should be good now.
Okay, cool.
Fingers crossed.
No worries.
But should be good. Yeah. I don't know. I think something's wrong with my dock, and yeah, got to buy a new one. I guess I've had this for a minute, but I guess
Yeah, my one of my monitors has just been like dying, like not dying, but like for some reason the connection isn't working. Like I'm wondering if it's the cable because this is the
Oh, could be
monitor
the
without
cable.
a dongle too. So
Oh, okay.
I don't
Could be
know.
the cable or the actual input. After having it so long, or it could be in a really tight position. The could be a lot of strain on the actual, little input, a little plug-in part maybe.
Yeah.
I had to switch my current input for from the, I guess, DisplayPort to a different DisplayPort one, specifically because of that reason. And so I have to be a lot more lax with my cable management, or how much less strain
Yeah.
I guess I put on my cable. My cables in the
Yeah.
little plugins for cable management.
Were you like winding them up tightly or something?
So I have a very I try to keep my cable management pretty tight, so really nice and neat. And so
Nice.
sometimes it's
Yeah.
bending at an angle that it probably is a little bit sus. Becomes even more
Yeah.
sus after months of being months, or all that different stuff, just being in a just sort of angled weird. So
Yeah. Totally.
yep. So
That makes sense. You don't even want to see the picture here. I used to have like this whole cable management system, but now if I like extend my legs too far behind my desk, I like pull the monitor cord out. It just kind of like yeah, it was nice at one point, but then I had to like unplug something and then it all went to crap. So
just yep, there it all. That's how it happens. It's beautiful. It's art until
yeah,
you have to do something modular. You have to put some modular, or I guess modularity. You have to incorporate some modularity. So
yeah,
yep,
exactly.
yep.
Um, all right, so I think this is kind of this is churning. It seems like it's doing good here. Um, let's see what we got going on. I wonder if I do this, will it? Right,
Oh,
that's good.
yep.
Can
That's
you
great.
see you in here?
I can see me, but you can just
Okay,
move off to the side. It's no
cool.
worries. I mean, yeah,
That's the way I'm not looking over to the side monitor.
yeah,
I'm just gonna
yeah.
put you out front and center in the back.
Gotcha.
Oh, Why does it want so much space? Oh, who do we have sitting on this call? It looks like we got another person in here.
Oh, all right.
Let's see, chat. I'm gonna chime in. Public chat.
All
Hello,
right.
hello.
Hello, hello.
All right, so coding this thing out. Let's see, design phase. It's still churning. So while you were gone, Austin, I realized it started building things and started erroring, and I'm like, oh crap, I forgot to do plan mode for this, and that was a big one. It's just started accepting edits and just
Yeah,
started
plan
rolling
mode.
with
Okay,
it.
yeah, I was gonna ask. I was actually so that's one thing I saw, but I was like, I guess he might be in.
Yeah,
Okay, no, you're not in
no.
plan mode. I thought you were in plan mode by default, and I was like, man, okay, all right. I said I could be crazy. I don't use yeah, it could be crazy, but
So
yes, yep, there we go.
yeah, plan mode's the way to go. Let's see. Yeah, Claude Design is still churning out here to figure out that front end. So I'm going to jump over to kind of share something I've built here. Okay, so as this building, we're building on Harper, so I'm going to share a little bit about it, and then we're going to build a diagram for this. So the thing about Harper, unified runtime, this is unlike what most people have ever built with. Most people just love connecting things together, writing glue code. People probably don't love it, but glue code is kind of the way of many things right now. And it's because we've kind of been taught this, like, I feel like we've been taught this like microservice architecture where separate things we should be separated.
Hmm.
What I've come to realize is that people kind of make this argument that like if one thing goes down, the rest of it doesn't go down. But if one thing goes down, like the rest of it still breaks. It's
Yeah,
not like it's working.
yeah. Mhm.
So that microservice architecture isn't inherently kind of more stable. What we've actually found is that this unified runtime architecture, and then having multiple instances of that. So rather than just having like one kind of monolith, you actually have like 10 of them. If you're a large organization, you place these in different regions around the world, and they're able to take the load from that region. But the beauty of this system is if something kind of crashes, like one of these kind of green blocks just crashes in one of the regions, your traffic is just routed to the next region, and you can kind of stay up. So,
I call it
so
distributed monoliths. I think would be the
yeah,
ideal term essentially.
I've been calling them microliths, distributed
Microliths.
microlith. Yeah, and the
Distributed
reason for
microliths.
microlith,
All right. Yeah,
it,
this is
it,
distributed microliths, monoliths. Yeah. So
yeah,
um
because you're not gonna run your whole Spotify app out of like one of
that's
these
true.
things.
That's true.
But Spotify has lots of services. And if you're gonna make like one service that does like one discrete thing, like why would you make that out of like six different components and
Mhm.
cobble them together, have network calls going over? Like it just
Yeah,
doesn't make sense.
it increases the latency substantially, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's the trade off. So yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Exactly,
yep.
exactly. So, in this, I'm going to show you different kind of architectures where, like, I've kind of titled these here. Like, this is what I call the agentic runtime, where we have the agent loop,
Hmm.
tool interfaces. We have WebSockets for voice, whatever we need them there. Context caching, user profiles. We can even generate embeddings locally, save those as memories, agent rules, whatever we want to put in that. We can essentially build that in Harper. And then these represent the external systems, like the users, the business systems, LLMs that we're connecting to. And you
Hmm.
can see how that works in like many of these different situations. Like here we have the message broker, all these different kind of interfaces that we can have kind of real-time things happening. We can process the stream. We can do kind of routing and filtering. We can
Hmm.
do state tables, event stores, and then having those producers and consumers like kind of connecting through, like much more powerful than just kind of a standalone kind of Kafka setup.
Hmm.
Um, E-commerce even, this is a situation where sometimes it does make sense to like kind of host that front end
Yep,
kind of
it
storefront
does.
in a section where you have inventory catalog data. Just you can just start producing those web pages much faster with much richer detail.
Hmm.
But of course, you still need like payment gateways. The customer is going to connect to that from their client, and
Yep.
there's probably some other commerce systems
Hmm.
behind the scenes.
Yep.
Lots of different ways of doing this. Lots of different ways of configuring how to build with Harper. You see the full stack apps. We can do things with APIs, like so many
As you saw
things.
the
But
e-commerce, right? And I like a lot of these
yeah,
different things as well too, because again, look at me wanting to. It is a
yeah,
Harper live stream, so I'm gonna just say,
yeah. We can share a little bit. Yeah,
as I will say, personally for me, right, which is why also, I mean, hey, joining Harper, but also like just but even just being a part of the team, like I found this to just be substantially more efficient in regards to
yeah,
like managing my application, like building out full stack apps. It's just substantially easier, right?
yeah,
I think I look at the GraphQL like in REST, right? Being able to just define like your table schema. and then exporting that, right? To create like those API endpoints, phenomenal, right? That just made that streamlined my like the full stack development aspect of from all the way from database to the back end, or even integrating Harper within the back, like my back end, right? And then to like the front end as well too. It's made it substantially easier. I know the caching as well has also been great in terms of in terms of performance and in load time. And then there's a lot. There's a lot. I actually built my own little e-commerce. I built out my own personal e-commerce app, and it was fun. And I built out e-commerce apps before in the past. One in just I think it was Vue and .NET at the time. I was using Vue, and then C# .NET. Or .NET Core. I should be more specific. It was like early days of .NET Core, and when they released it, and Vue, Vue 2 at the time. And then I've done one in React, like the MERN stack. So MongoDB, Express, React, Node. And then I did one with the Mean stack, Angular. And then Maven, I guess. I don't know. MongoDB, Express, and then I did Fastify as well too. So there's been a lot of different stacks I've done, built out a ton of different apps on my GitHub shows.
Well, a lot of these stacks too, it's like something that I kind of bring this back in the Harper context. Let me go to see if I can find the resource here. Doing the analysis of like when you're stacking these things together, it just takes up so much more bandwidth. So much more of the memory is wasted in just like serialization, deserialization, and all these other elements. Right now, I'm just like searching through our resources because I did an analysis where I essentially built side-by-side stacks on what an e-commerce store would look like. And we just compared it to see like at what point does Harper just like do better? Like at what point does the other stack break because it's under too heavy of load? And it felt like an order of magnitude difference here. Let's see if I could come up with this. This was a ways back, but it was this year, I believe, real time, multi-tier. We could just do so much more with open source Harper. Here we go. Harper versus standard microservice performance comparison. So we kind of had like one stack that was not Harper and another one that was. We're testing it under kind of 20, 200 to 2,000 virtual machines. And what we found is just like let's see, homepage latency. So you can see this in latency, like the microservices just take longer. But because of that, the amount of concurrent requests that Harper could have comparatively, and like how at some point, like the microservice stack just started airing out because it just couldn't handle that level of high concurrency because it had to connect so many different machines. Given I was running this locally, so there's like constraints on how much memory you could actually have, but it kind of proves the point that if you're going to do these things at scale, like microservices are just going to fail you far sooner. And you can see here with Harper, like we were hitting like 2,000 requests, I think simultaneous connections, and we're hitting latency at like 2 milliseconds. Like this one is sub millisecond over here. It's just like next level performance that like a microservice stack just simply can't do, and that's in terms of throughput and latency. So yeah, some really cool stuff that we're seeing come out. Oh, we got some results here. Sorry, that was a quick topic switch, but looks like we have some designs. Those are looking pretty good.
Well, those are very nice. Okay.
So what we're seeing numbers. So we have current flows, ideal. There's kind of growth there, likely rising. Cool. I know this is fake data right now, but I'm like, oh yeah, let's get me on the river. That looks amazing. I'm actually going rafting this next weekend too. So stoked to see these changes. I could start tweaking this, but like I kind of just want to get this with live data. So I'm going to call this good for now. And what we'll do here is we'll share and let's see, download project as zip. Okay. And that we'll hand that off to Claude as soon as it's in a good spot. So I just went ahead and accepted the plan. I kind of recklessly accept some of these things. Usually I like do review it a little bit, but I can already tell this is way above my skill set to understand what's happening here.
Okay, so
Um,
this is where I
so
come
I'm
in. I can take a look, but
yeah.
no, but yeah.
Well, like, let's see. Like, what is this talking about? Bootstrap project. Okay, so it
Okay,
wants to do
bootstrapping the
that.
project. I see you've got your schemas inside. I see all 6 GraphQL types. Okay, so your schemas, that's where all your schemas are held, your libraries, essentially. So typically you have all your adapters, all your utility functions and everything like that. Utility functions could be something as simple as currency conversion, right? The adapters, again, I take a look at what the adapters are in particular, but yeah, like your configuration files as well to your GraphQL, your config. Let's see here, there's GraphQL config YAML. Let's see your git ignore. Yeah, okay, yeah, all right. AI ignore. I've never actually used an AI ignore file. Let's see here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this looks pretty. If you
It's
scroll up a bit.
interesting that's going to seed the data though. Like, I kind of
Mhm.
want it just to connect to
Today.
USGS, but maybe that's custom resource. Maybe that's coming up later.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so yeah, it'll we can let it see the data. I mean, for
yeah,
now, and then
yeah.
eventually, if you want to connect, if we have some sort of like live like API or whatnot, you can then replace that seeded data or those injection points essentially with how you would actually go about calling, and then we can make sure to cache it as well too, um, for efficiency's sake, but also for the fact that we're not just like hammering an API as well too, right? So, um, yeah.
All right. Looks like we even have some chat here. We got somebody from India who wants to work for Harper.
Hey.
We'd love to have you.
Hello, hello, hello.
I know some interesting things are happening at the company right now, so maybe there'll be opportunities here soon.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Mhm.
Let's see what's going on. Cool. Uh, so yeah, it seems like there's just so much going on here. What's nice here is that it seems that because we sent out the npm create Harper at latest, we told it to build with that. It really understands like, okay, we need to create the config YAML, the package JSON. It really knows how to build this. And I think that's what's key here is like when I just tell it to build with Harper, it like kind of like draws a blank a little bit. But if we can give it those kind of details, the skills file specifically, it can really rock. All right. Let's
Okay,
see.
let's
Step
do it.
2, 3, seed data, seed resource. Okay. So it is churning along here.
Alright.
It's gonna produce something here soon. Do you know, in the meantime, what I'll do is I'm gonna go ahead and log into Fabric.
Fabric. I was gonna ask, let's log into Fabric and let's show them. As I said, yeah, let's do that real quick.
So I'm
And
gonna
then
let's see, what am I signed into here? So this is the block builder. This is essentially the backend for this app that I've been kind of sharing about here.
have you explained the app?
Yeah, we explained that earlier.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
But let me explain for anybody who's jumped in here. So I needed a way to visualize Harper and kind of like how systems connect. Like if you go to our website, so let me just go to the homepage. We started with like this graphic. We're like, how do we communicate what Harper is in one graphic? And like this was the graphic that came out. This is I made in Adobe Illustrator. It was like kind of cumbersome to make because you have shadows, you have layering, you have different things. It connects to Harper Fabric. But what we wanted to do is have a way to kind of scale this and show how you can really build anything with Harper. So I needed a way to do that didn't make me as like the only person with an Adobe Illustrator license at Harper like the bottleneck for creating this. So I was like, all right, let me code an app here. You can even see here the block builder. So many different kind of context windows that I had to use to build that. I've never built an app to this scale and this kind of fine tooth kind of uh, ness before, like even
Mhm.
with animation, the stuff built in and all of that. Simply because I'm not a developer. This is like all new to me. And what I realized is there are so many failure points in these things. There's so many error modes.
Yep.
Like every single layer, every single shadow, every single like where does the font go? Where does the text go? How does like the logo layer on it? Like, okay, we want to put no disk, we want to have a disk, we want to have logo on, off. We need an export. Okay, let's have that export to PNG because like now I can actually start to use it in things. And like what we'll see here, and then I even have this agent mode where you can automate it. You can either drop in a GitHub repo, or you can drop in kind of a zip file from GitHub, and it starts to create it. And if you want to check this out, if you're on the call, I'm going to drop this in the chat. I'm just going to sign out here. So right now, this is built for people at Harper. You can sign in here, but you can also kind of jump in as a guest and start to build things out and add blocks, however you want to build here. Let's go larger canvas. Let's go no logo for this one. And then we could just pay data again. Put blocks wherever you want, edit them as needed. I needed that to like be able to find, make it kind of easier for marketing. But I'm going to go ahead and share this in our chat here. And then, so you can play along with that, jump into guest mode. I don't think if you're don't have a Harper DB email, you won't be able to log in right now. I'm gonna go ahead and log on my side of it, just so I could see what I have saved there. And kind of the beauty with Harper is like, as you're building all of your creations, if you're logged in, it saves it in real time. So you never have to save, but it's always saved because we have WebSocket connections that are just like relaying this information. All right, checking in over here. Everything seems to be building. All right, so Riverflow app, what we need to do, let's add an external block here. Let's put that on the front. We'll call this USGS API. We'll place that one externally. Let's see what else. We're going to need to connect to an LLM externally to do the predictions. LLM.
It's like the U.S. Was it geography? So geographical survey, something like that.
Yeah, maybe, or geologic survey. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. Yep, geological or geologic survey, something along those lines. APIs, yes. So many acronyms to remember.
Yeah. So we got USGS. So I don't know, what would we call this one? USGS, just connector?
Yeah, the connector. So that, I guess, adapter? I guess that would be the adapter.
Adapter?
Okay. I'm assuming that would be the adapter based upon what I remember from the Claude Code. So I'm assuming that would be the adapter. Cool. Connector, adapter. Yeah.
And then we need to do data in here. Let's put a little data block. What would we call this data? Let's call it historic river flow data.
Yeah. Yep.
Maybe.
Yep. River. Yeah. River. Yeah. Historic. Yeah. River flow history or something like that.
River data. I don't know.
Yep. History river data. That works.
Okay. Let's see if I can.
Or river data history. Who knows? Yeah. Anyway.
History river data.
River history data. Or river flow history data. There we go. I'm so sorry. What was it? It was invalid. Two hardest things in computer science. It's like naming variables and what is it? Cache invalidation.
Oh yeah.
Coined by someone, I can't remember whom, but it's a very popular saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah. Cache invalidation. I believe with Harper we have some like complex caching mechanisms that need cache invalidation, but like, aren't we just caching everything that's stored in the data because it's like inherently an in-memory process? So like, unless you're doing specific time-bound caching, that like caching is just built in and without cache invalidation.
Yeah, so caching itself is built in, so it's streamlined like substantially. So that's also one thing I've like, oh wow, less gray hair for me whenever I work with building applications. Yeah.
So user so I'm doing another data block here, user profile. I don't know, is it the user profile? Is there a better way to name that? I'm thinking of like, because it's like, what does that user want to see? Maybe it's user settings.
Yeah, we can say user settings. We'll just say user
profile settings.
That's perfect. Yep.
There we go. Cool. User settings. What else are we putting in here? Then there's the front end. It's going to host the front end too. So I'm going to actually shrink this block down, bring it up to the front, and then let's do.
And give me 1 second. I have to mute. I have to mute myself.
Front end. So yeah, we're going to be doing the front end on this as well. That right there. Let's see. Austin. Waiting on Austin here. Let's take another look at what Claude Design put up in here. They have, oh wow, it is clickable. Let's go back to rivers. So we go Browns Canyon, CFS. Okay, so we know an ideal, high, danger, run, low. Let's see the history. That's looking good. Can I scroll this? I don't know if I can scroll it. Yep, I can scroll. We can. I'm just looking at the live app that it gave me. 14-day forecast. What's happening? Snowpack. Honestly, Claude Design kind of nailed this. Super impressed right now. Yeah, it's still
Don't worry,
churning.
designers, you were still heavily needed, I assure you.
We'll see how this all like connects together. Like, okay, so I think Claude is working on code is working on the front end. Yeah, it's working on the front end. So I'm just gonna go ahead and stop it right now. We have the back end supposedly made up. So I'm gonna go, and now that we have this, I'm gonna give it the zip file from Claude Design. Okay. Let's reconsider the front end. I just gave you a design file from Claude Design. Please use this as the front end. A plan. Before I forget, go to plan mode. Make a plan to connect this up and make everything work. Okay. All right. Now we handed that off to Claude Code. We're coming up on the context window though. We are, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how that works out. I think we might need to switch at some point here once it figures this out for any additional kind of edits.
You can do a slash compact actually. So I don't know if you've
Oh
yeah,
no,
slash.
I
I
haven't.
think it's slash compact actually.
Oh, it looks like it's already figured that one out. It's
Okay,
compacting
compacting
itself.
conversation. Okay, gotcha. There it is. Yeah. So
That's smart. I was building something the other day on like Macs, and like it just was taking so much context, but I burned through my like 5-hour allocation in like an hour and a half.
I've typically done like the what's it called? Is it is like there's 3 different ones, or I know there's the haiku, there's the opus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I usually do like the mid tier. Yeah, usually do the mid tier stuff and everything like that.
Yeah, the high sub is like it's fun. It's fun to use in some sense, but then you're like they're limiting us pretty good here. That 5-hour limit, we're looking pretty good. Context window, we're pretty high there. I should have done this in the 1 million token variety.
Yeah.
The big one for me is Claude Design. Like I can blow through my weekly allocation in a day if I don't watch myself.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It could be.
I could see that. I could definitely see that. Yeah, I could definitely see that. So,
well, that happened with when I was doing the block builder in there. It just like it was just crunching so hard, and because it takes so many iterations, it kept like there's so many failure modes that every time I was addressing a new failure mode, it was just adding and adding context. So I think it was just using up those tokens. All right. Fun stuff. Anything else do you think we need to add into this block builder to kind of describe our build here?
I think starting here, I believe starting here is going to be great. You can always add features or other things later, but I think for now, given the just given the scope and also time,
Totally.
I think
What are we at 10 o'clock?
Yeah. Oh,
we've been live for about an hour.
Yeah, I think so. Oh wow, time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah.
No technical issue. Oh, and technical issues as well. I think we're good. Yeah.
Let's see what else we got. So while we're waiting here, I'm going to share a little bit on some other things I've built with Harper. Just kind of like vibe coding is like so much of the energy is just waiting. So agents on Harper, kind of a big thing. I've been exploring lots of things with agents. This will have its own agent to do predictions. But I'm going to share another application that I built recently that had agents involved. So going over to all resources, I was essentially asked internally for one of our customers was like, how can I do geospatial data? And Harper how can I do geospatial data on Harper? Like, as you know from the block builder, one of these blocks could easily be geospatial data. This is kind of what I'm about to talk about is the near store agent here, where we're connecting a customer is connecting to Harper, and then the agent connects to an LLM. But what this application is doing is essentially pinging the location of a specific person, and if that person is within 500 feet of a specific store, it'll pull all the information on them as a customer, package that up, and then as well as like ongoing offers and things like that, and give it to an LLM to make decisions on, do we give this person an offer, like a short term, like only valid for the next 30 minutes kind of offer, where because somebody's close to your store and you want to bring them in. So this one had the geospatial lookup, decision constraints, real-time messaging that will send it back to the customers, the context for that user, and even the demo UI was in here, plus the agent loop. So I'm going to take a look at kind of what this is here. Let me go. Can I go full screen here? So I'm going to fast forward. I talk quite a bit about this, but you can see the gist of it here. So we have this map. This is a map of Denver. This is where I live. And then over here, I just did McDonald's because there's lots of different stores.
Mm-hmm.
So each one of these, you can tell there's like these little tiny circles around it that are 500 feet. What they're showing is if somebody, this map is essentially just for demo purposes. When I click on different spots of the map, you'll see here on the right-hand side that it will essentially send the location. So no McDonald's within 500 feet. See, I clicked up here.
Mm-hmm.
But then as I'm zooming in and I click like close to a McDonald's, it's going to have a different response. I also have Elena Rodriguez is the customer.
Mm-hmm.
It sent it over, and then now it's decided to send a push notification because I know she has a family. It kind of a deal for her to come in and get food. So this was something, again, I vibe coded this, but was going to show like how could we do geospatial data and agents in a way that might work for some organizations. So lots of exciting things that we can build today. So just a quick little demo there as we're waiting for Claude. Have you built something like this, Austin, or
With
what's your experience
geospatial
with
data,
agents?
no, I've not with geospatial data, not yet. So this might be on that might be on the list for something I'll do this week, actually.
Yeah, if you want to get
But I
started with
did help.
that,
Yeah, I did help folks with, like, during our hackathon that we had
yeah,
last year. I did help
yeah.
folks who actually were using geospatial data for their hackathon projects. So that
Mhm.
is that plus a small sample of me just building it out and playing around with it. But aside from that, I have not built out anything substantially impressive per se with other than samples and whatnot with with geospatial data. But geolook.
Yeah, it's kind of fun to see what you can build. Like this one was this question came through, and this is Kyle Bernhardt's GitHub. He had done the kind of a demo application of this geo lookup. This is using Harper, and it's using H3 spatial index, which I believe was something that Uber came up with, an open source, so we could run that in Harper. And this example was essentially all I did was give this example to Claude Code, and I had this idea for what this app could do, and then it kind of built out the rest of it for me. So lots of fun stuff. If you've been thinking about building agents, building some complex stuff, it's so easy now. Something like this probably would have been fairly complicated to vibe code, except for the fact that I was using Harper. it
Mhm.
just had
Yeah.
it just had like the WebSockets, it just had the data storage, it just had the ability to actually host the UI. So was able to create something pretty powerful with relatively little effort. So I'll also share this. If you're looking at the kind of use cases where you can start to implement agents at your organization, I just came out with a guide, Agents on Harper, how to go about building this. What this document does is it walks through kind of the 5 kind of factors of why the Harper Unified Runtime is really great for agents. It comes down to a few things. So one is like what we call data prepositioning, or this kind of comes from this concept of data proximity. So preposition data and agent native data systems, those are all, we can host the data in Harper next to the runtime as well. And then we have the native communication protocols. So you're not having to build special things for MQTT or WebSockets or server-side events. Then we have host your deterministic logic. So all those things that are not the agent itself, but are kind of valuable things to have close to it. You can host that in the same area. And then finally, the front end hosting. This is not as big of a one for a lot of agent use cases, but it can be valuable for things that are fairly low effort. But let's put that on hold for a sec because I think we have a plan here. Let's take a look at the
Oh,
plan.
all right. Okay.
Let's see. Flow state, Claude Design front end. Okay.
You know, this,
So it
sorry,
took
continue.
a look. No, it took a look at everything. Put spark line numbers, front end rewrite. So it's figuring out, it had already written something. So no, it realized it needs to rewrite some things. And it's kind of mapping all these things out. Uh, I'm just going to hit accept on this one. I'm feeling good here. Let's see what it does. Okay. And anything in this plan that stands out to you? Anything curiosity driving? I can scroll up or down
Yeah,
or.
let's take a look here. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look. Let's see here what changed. Enhance the resource dashboard TS. Okay, Sparkline number. Wonderful. Hey, we're using V. Lovely. Right? Yeah. React and V. It looks like okay. Let's keep scrolling down, please. All right. So this is the folder structure. Okay. Token CSS. Are we using Shadcn or Tailwind? Maybe Tailwind. Probably using Tailwind. Okay. Yeah. Using Tailwind. React, Tailwind, V. TypeScript. Let's see here. Let's see. Let's continue going. This is looking pretty good. At least surface level. It's looking pretty
Yeah.
good surface level. So yeah. So I'm digging it. I am
Cool.
digging it, my friend. So yeah, I also oh wow, lovely. And it's yep, okay. Runnable status mapping. So you've got 9 back 5 designs. So you've got status mapping, runnable ideal. Okay, wonderful. And then API, FC detail API, details view modal or model. My apologies. Like I've read modal so much, I'm thinking of like
Yeah, totally.
model. All right. This is wonderful.
So we got somebody, we got a chat coming in here. You
Depends. You could have it to where user location is always on. Like it's that's more of a permissions thing, where you can always ask, always have it on, in the background. That's something that a user, just permission wise or whatnot, or it could be, hey, only when you're opening the app, when the app is open. Um, Ideally for marketing, well, this is where marketing and privacy sort of sometimes, can essentially collide, right? For the optimal or best experience, having location data on all the time would inherently provide a wonderful experience for folks who are like, hey, we're looking for deals. And then, you know, individuals who are nearby, being able to have those sent to their phones. Again, that's with location always on, but having the app open, yeah. So it's
but there are like other use cases
yeah, there are.
where like I'm thinking like I'm in a store, like this happens all the time at Home Depot. Like what aisle is this thing in? Like
Yeah.
it'd be sweet if the Home Depot app, like I could have that on my phone. I could pull that out
Hmm.
and just like even dictate to it, I'm looking for this. Like I find myself in those Home Depot aisles talking to ChatGPT, taking pictures of what's on the shelf and saying like, what do I need here based on this project? And it's
Yeah.
like,
I
why
would
did
love that.
why does Home Depot not just have like an app where I can just start dictating to it as I'm
Hmm.
walking into the store what
Hmm.
my project is? It has it knows my location and it knows the inventory of the stores. It knows the aisle locations of everything. And it just starts like planning out what I need to get.
Yeah, I would like for Kroger in particular, like
Yeah.
it does do
Yeah.
the whole like, hey, I'm here in the store, I'm over here, right? Or Target, I think does
Yep.
the same thing as well too. Here, it's in this aisle, right? And it'll actually show you like on a dot, location, everything like that. But it'd
Really.
be even better to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to be making this tonight. Why don't you try building me out like the optimal flow based upon like this grocery store or whatever, things like that,
Yeah.
right? Pick this up here, pick this
Yeah.
up there, but a very optimal flow for me to be able to get in and out of the store and everything along those lines. And so, um, yeah, but
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, like.
exactly where the items are. That's like
Mhm.
I know Home Depot already has this information, in on their website, but they just haven't integrated in this like agent experience yet. And I think a lot of organizations are kind of scared to dip their foot into this agent world, or they're very cautious here. And I get it, because it can feel really daunting if you're using something like these kind of prescribed ones, like uh, what is that? Some reason I'm just blanking. LangChain. Like if
Okay,
you're
yeah.
looking at building agents with LangChain and you're having all these kind of constraints of like how it works, all the data you need to connect to it, it'd be
Mhm.
really complicated,
Yeah.
and it can be really hard to scale, because all of a sudden you're putting different like data requirements onto your
Mhm.
data systems that weren't quite built for it, and then you need to have memory systems for those agents, and like it just starts to explode out. And
Mhm.
like I kind of go through some of that in this of like where those problems lie.
Mhm.
But that's kind of brings it back to Harper and why I'm not a developer. I never went to school for this. I have just been taking it up and using Harper, and I found that it's actually extremely powerful, because these constructs are just built into the runtime. Like I don't have to connect or make decisions about what to connect.
Mhm.
Building agents isn't scary, because I just tell Claude Code to make an agent that does this thing,
Mhm.
and it figures out how to do it. And when I don't know how to get the API keys um, for it to work and send information to the LLM, I just ask it. I'm not a developer. How do I do this?
Mhm.
Well, you'll even see we'll put like a OAuth on this, and I'm just going to give it a repo. I'm going to tell it to add OAuth and just restrict it to people with HarperDB emails. Especially when I'm doing agents, I'm always restricting it to internal use.
Mhm.
But I could also open those up with parameters. Like everything I don't know how to do, I can now do. And it's a it's a fun world. It's a fun world.
So I'll build out I gotta, I just thought to myself, I'm like, I'll probably build out an app this week actually for optimizing my route in a grocery store actually.
Yeah,
Well, I'll do that and I'll open source it actually using Harper and everything like that. So taking the data, like
yeah,
taking the mapping that I have within with like, my local Kroger or whatnot. They have that
yeah,
whole thing, and I'll take that, streamline it, and sort of see if I can figure out a way to talk to and from, and then leverage that to then build out an optimal route based upon when I enter and exit. So, or to enter and exit, and estimated route times as well. So,
yeah. That'd be rad. Route times in a store.
yeah. So I will, I'll have to do that actually. So, yeah. Again, it'd be nothing new because I think Amazon
Yeah,
does that for their warehouses. So, but just doing
yeah.
that as a customer for Kroger, yeah, I'll build that out this week and I'll let you know how that goes, Alex.
There's probably some way to like have like Meta Ray-Ban glasses or something like that. They just have like a
Vision,
store,
yes. So from the
just
yeah.
yeah, and I just have it like auto map location of things
Mhm,
as you're walking. But that's probably a pretty complex thing to do there. You're putting a lot of things together, but
mhm.
the biggest challenge with all that is just you run out of tokens before you get it built.
Yeah,
Like
interesting.
you could
Yeah,
probably
no.
build it in a week if they weren't throttling your ability to build.
So, yeah. As I said, that's where I offset with my local AI, so I'll be offsetting it quite a
Yeah,
bit. So, yeah, so I'll do that.
that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, you could. Do you find that the local models run fairly fast, or is it kind of a slow?
They run really well, honestly.
Yeah,
They run really great, really, really, really great and all that stuff. It depends, like, what I'm running, right? Because, if I'm trying to do 100, I mean, the larger the amount of parameters, the slower it inherently is just going to be, right? So, again, I
yeah,
have like my 32 billion or 30, was it 32, 31 billion Quinn model, 3.6. I've got my Gemma 4. Then I have like several like 4 billion and 8 billion param models as well, too, which inherently would just run faster, right? My GPU
yeah.
they run pretty well, and comparatively from like your Claude or depending upon what you're doing, you could does really really well. Hmm. So
That's awesome. I like. I
hmm
think it's so cool that you have that local machine.
yeah, yeah, as I said, man, I'll give you access to it.
How do I? Yeah, I would have to figure out how to do that remotely.
Yeah, I'll do. I already have it. Already have an API ready for you, man. So don't worry.
Perfect,
Yep.
perfect. Uh, yeah, gotta gotta just build my own machine now.
Hmm.
It's the way of the world.
Oh gosh, not the RAM. Don't do it. Save yourself.
It's getting so
Save
expensive.
yourself. Yep. Hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
I It's crazy how much of building this app is just us talking, because
Yep.
there's only been like uh, a few instances where of a active time, I bet you my active time so far has been about 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And that
Yeah.
was just hitting accept, actually dictating to ChatGPT to transcribe it, to create the prompt. I think I've only done 5 minutes of active time. Like the world is a crazy place, and I think that's why a lot of people are using agents to just kind of scale what we're doing, because if that's all it needed, and I know there's ways to do this through the terminal. By the way, Austin, are you using your terminal when you're using
Yeah.
Claude, or are you
So when I use
using?
Claude, I do use my terminal, and I actually run
Okay.
several terminal sessions at once. So and so I have several Claude instances like running concurrently. So simultaneously, I guess would be the better synonym for that. So
Are
I
you
have
just
like at
blowing
least I
through
have like
tokens then?
two to three instances running
Yeah.
simultaneously with Claude for my and
Wow.
that's for like work actually. Recently, for many of us, if y'all again, a lot of y'all, I guess I'll detail specifically what I'm back from paternity leave, right? Part one of my paternity leave, and like one of the first things I was tasked with since coming back since last week was upgrading a lot of our example and template repositories over the course. I mean, through
Yeah.
all of for Harper. So if you go to github.com/harperfast, for anything that has like template or example in them, like I was tasked with upgrading all of those, digging into them and just upgrading them. And so I was like, all right, well, what does that look like? Well, cool thing is that we can take the you can create an agent, right? But I took a slightly different approach at the time. I actually went ahead and asked to keep track of things, right, in a spreadsheet. I asked,
Yeah.
went ahead and used the GitHub terminal, like actually GitHub CLI itself,
Yeah.
not the Git, but the Git CLI. And I got a list of all of our repositories. And I said, hey, ask Claude, hey, take these lists, and anything that has a template or example inside of it, go ahead and pull it, right? Pull it from our list of public repos and everything like that. And then from there, afterwards, what we want to do is, and then afterwards, we want to be able to, just pull all of those, everything that has example template into a spreadsheet. And then I had that all sorted out as well too, which ones are public, which ones are private, and disregard the ones that are archived as well too. And then from there, I took all the URLs, because all of them also, again, when you the GitHub API obviously returns, like, gives you a response with like the name or title, whatever this URL. And then I said, hey, like, clone all of these into this specific directory. And then once it cloned them, did an npm install. And then after installing them, went ahead and said, hey, all right, look, based upon our upgrade docs, our Harper upgrade, version 5 upgrade docs, weigh against that and several things I need to be done. First off, a lot of our stuff doesn't have the package, Harper installed in the package JSON, because it's a global thing. It's a serverful. It runs globally inside your computer. npmi -g Harper. So today, if it's not there, install it just so we can keep track of versioning. And if it's not there, find it. If there's not a package JSON, blah blah blah, create it, everything like that. And then also on the offset, opening up a different terminal as well too. Go through all of these repositories as well, and just run this against the Harper v5 upgrade doc and upgrade all of them. And so it worked really well. I did have to go into quite a few of them. Again, a lot of it was like testing and just making sure things are good, working out the way they were. There were some some, especially for the public stuff, some things it's like, all right, cool. Some things still need to be worked out, but was able to do that, create, commit it, create pull requests, and streamline that. Something that would have taken me forever if I did it manually.
Yeah, it's a great use case for it, because especially when you're just dealing with code, like, it's so good at just figuring that out. And
Mm-hmm.
glad to see that. Yeah, I see like all of these have been updated.
See, that is,
updated last week, 5 days ago.
So there's a PR out. If you go to the Harper e-commerce template, I think it is, you can take a look at that one.
Okay,
the third one, actually, it's the third. Okay. It's right there. Third one right there. Boom. There should be a PR, I think. Oh, yeah, there it is. Wonderful. And then pull request on one.
There we go.
And then upgrade to V5. You can take a look, click that, and it'll should detail all the changes. Files changed. Oh, yep. So all that different stuff. You can look at if you look at the files as well too, and you can see how that all worked out. And again, I had to sometimes do several commits as well too. I try to do a lot of this iteratively as well. So although things are running in parallel, try to make sure it's also as iterable as possible. Like, hey, this agent is doing this specific thing. This agent's also doing once that's done, this agent's going to do this specific thing, or so and so. and everything like that, or say, hey, since this is done here, follow up behind that agent or whatever, and do exactly that, right? But I try to have each instance, because they're not necessarily agents, but each instance um, that I have Claude running, follow up behind, staggering behind one another. That's at least specifically for this use case in particular. So yeah, that's that.
Awesome.
Anyway, that is a whole explanation right there.
Yeah, that's a lot. How long do you think it would have taken you had you not used AI for it?
Easily several weeks.
Yeah,
easily several weeks. So like, yeah. So I think a lot of the stuff, again, I look at AI as working with it. Again, not trying to have it offset my sort of cognitive, a lot of the deep thinking parts of what I do, but a lot of the more tedious tasks, it's like, hey, offload this for me so I can then focus on the things that truly do matter to the business, like for the business, hands down. So yeah. So
that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So just looking at different ways, Harper is so powerful, like a crazy way to use this. Once we have this application live, we're going to go ahead and deploy it to Harper Fabric as well. It isn't connected right now. Let us do a preview. Okay, let's see. It makes it sound like it's like running right now. Let's check the local host. No, it's not running right now. Always allow. I think it's almost getting ready. Okay, so as it's going, I want to make sure we're not losing time as we're going to get this onto Fabric. Okay. So let's see, which fabric am I using here? Do you know which a way to tell?
Whether you're using East or something like that, or
just my email address, admin active.
Oh, there it is.
Okay, so I'm using my personal Gmail here. So let me go ahead and use my Harper one. Let's see. It should have a password. I think that's probably because I did this. Let's see what's live on this one. Okay, no, so that the block one is on my Harper email. So I'm going to use my personal email. Okay, this one can be deleted, terminate cluster. You will lose the data. Yes, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're going to build up a new cluster here. So we're going to do, so this is on the Cortex test. So this was for our Cortex app that we have. If you're curious about what Cortex is, I'm just going to share real quick. If you go to our website, AI, you can see the Cortex app. It's essentially a shared memory layer for AI agents. So you can share it across your organization or store that independently. The big kind of win here is if you look at alternatives like Mem0, with this on the free tier of Harper, you're looking at 23 times more. I did a whole benchmark report on that. Like you can have 23 times more for free. And if you do the paid tier, it's 84 times more than what you get with Mem0. But little side note there, just because I'm deleting the test results from my machine, I'm also going to delete the organization there. I don't need that anymore. So to have fun with the naming here, let's see. So right now it's alexhalcombe.org. So I'm going to put the name. We're going to call this state. Create org. And then cluster name will be flow. So we have flow state. That's
I see what you did there. I was like,
okay,
there it is. Yep. Okay.
We're just going to go with a free cluster and I'm going to set that up here. Let's see. It looks like we might actually have something, although did it say it failed? Let's go to localhost right now. Nope, it didn't work.
Well, we got to run it. So let's we got to do an npm run.
Make this work. Yeah, I actually don't know how to code this. So.
Don't worry. This is why I'm here, my friend.
Yeah, so there's a way to do that. What is the actual technical way of doing it?
So I would do a Harper. So inside of your directory, do a Harper run dot. So if you have Harper installed, I know typically you do like an npm install
so
or npm run dev,
terminal,
like a build script. Yeah, so go to terminal. Let's go inside that directory. Do you have anti-gravity, I think, or Google anti-gravity or something like that installed?
I do have anti-gravity,
open it up in there. I want to take a look at that package JSON. So we could do it in terminal, but I'm not going to have you type out all these commands. So if you can open up this application and Google anti-gravity, that would be great.
In Google Anti-Gravity. Okay.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've used that. Let's see if I can.
Oh man, I'd have that installed too locally. I totally forgot about that. That's a great
Yeah,
tool. Really
I was
great app.
playing with Anti-Gravity when it came out originally. I'm not
Yeah,
seeing it in
you're
my
actually the one
app.
who got me on it. So as I said, yeah, I definitely need to let me crack that open.
I'm
Then
not
again,
seeing it.
I've been ramping back up and trying to get back to all these emails. It's
I'm
only been
not
a week back. So
I'm not I'm not even sure where. Oh, flow state, no data yet. So something's working here.
mhm. And so if we take a look,
I'm not sure. I'm trying to get the
anti-gravity.
Anti-Gravity.
Yeah, no worries. If
I'm
you have
searching in my
VS Code as well too.
anti.
Command if you do commands. Oh yeah, you're like you did with the terminal.
Does it not show gravity? You'd think it would just show up when I do like command space and I could type in
Yeah,
anti-gravity,
yeah, it should.
but I'm not seeing that in the results right now. So
Hmm.
let me go to my
Yeah, I
applications
get
folder
yeah.
here.
I'm getting anti-gravity my results. That's interesting. Yeah, you have to crack open applications. I guess
There we
you may
go.
have oh, there it is. Okay. Hmm.
Let's see what that's going to do. Bring that up here. I got to click. I'm going to keep hitting allow.
Okay. Wonderful.
Let's see. All right. So open folder. Let's see.
Flow
Dude,
state.
glad I have you here so I can
Yeah.
like.
And so let's go to the, it should be like, there's a package.json file. So if you look at the very bottom, starting from the very last file at the very bottom, go up
Uh-huh.
like 3 more files. Boom. And now let's look at our scripts. And so, yep, there it is. So in our scripts, there's the dev. So I think you have Node installed. So here's what we'll do. Let's go to view on the very top. So click on click on that. And then the very top bar, there's anti-gravity file edits selection. The very top. So yeah, at the very, very top, you know, like your
Oh yeah,
Mac
yeah,
bar. Yeah, at the very top.
yeah.
Yeah. So click view and then at the second to last one at the very bottom, terminal. So I know the hotkey, which is like, what is that? I think it's control tilde. Yeah. So, but yeah. And then let's, can you type in node? Just type in node. Okay, sweet. All right. I think exit, type in exit. I think exit work.
Exit.
Is it exit or quit? Maybe quit. Or wait, quit. There. Oh no. Okay, just do a command C.
Command C.
I think.
Nothing's happening.
Oh man. What? Okay. You know what? Let's just.
I
Let's.
think
Okay.
Claude has got it for us.
Okay. Gotcha. Here, let me crack open my terminal, man. Sorry. There's
Let me
so
see.
many.
Flow state app. Oh, we got a flow state. We got an app that
It's
looks
Control C, not Command C. Sorry, it's Control C. Oh,
Control
wonderful.
C.
There it is. Yeah, it's Control C.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh
you
yeah,
have to
that
press it
worked.
again. Yeah, so you have to press Control C to exit or whatever it
To
is.
exit Control C.
Yep.
There we go.
Yep. And then I guess it's already up and running. There it is.
Yeah, let's take a look. So low, yep, low. That is real data. Everything's low right now, but maybe that's just because it hasn't figured it out yet.
Yeah.
This is stylistically, I'm impressed with what Claude Code came up with here.
And yeah, and let's go and take a look at our database. So let's go to localhost 9925 and let's see what that entails. I know you have a bunch of other things as well.
Localhost 9925. Ooh,
So we'll have to.
I need a Harper local.
Do you know your Harper credentials? Your local Harper credentials?
No idea.
Don't worry, okay? Don't worry. We'll get through this. No, it's all right. You can connect us to
no,
that.
no, these apps just always work for me. So like I never
Yeah,
have to like actually get into that stuff.
I love it. I love it. So yeah, it works. So we can look at the yeah.
Look, we actually have real data
Wonderful.
coming in here.
I'm getting more data. Yeah. So all that data is getting So
My gosh,
yeah, this is wonderful.
this is populating. Oh my gosh, how
It's amazing.
yeah, like this would be considered a very, if I were to, if a good developer, let's say, was going to build something like this and get it to the state we're currently at, how long do you think that would have taken? Like a month?
Probably. This,
Yeah.
I was like, with enough Red Bull and heart, with the results, heart, afterwards, heart problems, you get in a weekend. It could be a hackathon project. You need several folks, maybe another person. Uh, yeah, yeah.
That's a crazy how it's like,
Weekend and Red Bull and no responsibilities.
how is this? Is this real data or is this seeding it?
Let's take a look. Let's go back to our application. Better yet,
Okay.
let's here's what we'll do. Yeah, let's go back to our application.
How about I open this in? How about I get this running in online? I'll
Yeah,
get this
so
running.
let's get it deployed. Yeah.
Okay.
So here's what we'll do. Um,
So I'm going to go to, let's
yeah,
go to
yeah,
Fabric. Okay. So
mhm,
this one I will remember.
yeah.
So this is, I believe it was just my personal. So now I need to come up with a password. I'm going to jump to another screen as I figure out my password here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. Okay. So
Yes, password 1234. I know. So secure
create
now.
admin. Okay. So I created that username. Delete. Okay. Always allow. So there's a few things I've had to learn that Claude had to explain to me at some point here.
Mm-hmm.
So we got flow state. We're going with where is that env
I was
file?
like, oh, let's not open that on stream because
Yeah,
sometimes that contains
I'm,
the typically your keys.
it
Folks
shouldn't have
typically that
anything right now.
should not.
Yeah, so I'm gonna share this because it's totally fine right now. So I opened up my .env. You could tell here I'm going to put in my username, my password, and then the cluster target. So if we're looking at the CLI target here, I'll show
Mhm.
you where to find that.
Yep. So that's you have to close. That's local. So we have to close that and go to
So let's
actually
go to
fabric dot yep harper dot fast. Yep.
go view.
Mm-hmm.
So there's certain things. Config. Was it config?
Mm-hmm.
There we
Oh yeah,
go.
config. So yep, the application URL. Yep, perfect.
So this will be a public URL, so I'll be able to share that. So I'm going to throw that in there. The rest of it, I'm going to do off screen here because,
Yep,
you know,
perfect. Yep, and then you'll do a
um,
whole Harper deploy. I think it is, or npm run deploy. Or yeah. So yep.
let's see. So the password, the username, file, save.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that should be saved now. Let's see,
Mm-hmm.
is this still processing or? Oh, I think it's done. So
Done.
at this point, I think we're good just to deploy.
Yeah. Let's
So
go ahead
I
and
put
deploy.
all those credentials in. So
Mm-hmm.
deploy to. Actually, let's commit to GitHub too.
Yeah, let's do
Let's
that.
be
So
legit here.
here's what we can do.
Commit this to GitHub and deploy to Fabric. There we go. Okay. Now, while it's doing that, I kind of want to check out what it's looking on the
I
local
deploy
host.
an application first for the or how did I deploy an application for the first time in my career? What did I use? Vercel was not there, so I had to use. Oh, I remember Firebase. I did use Firebase. I remember using AWS, but I think I ended up using. I remember I had my own like server, like shared host with like Namecheap, and I had to actually like build out the whole like what was it? There's a not Jenkins, but oh gosh, uh, Gulp, I think it was. Um, yeah, I think it's like Gulp. So yeah, I ended up having to build out the whole like Gulp workflow or the whole like Gulp build system and everything like that. And it was an Angular project. I think I did Angular projects at the time. So yeah, sorry, person's asking in the chat. First time
Yeah.
in my career, it was like over a decade ago, a little over a decade ago,
Huh.
which is crazy to say. Wow.
Yeah, that is.
Huh? Yeah. So
I'm like, as the non-technical person here, I could say first time I deployed an app was probably like 4 months ago with Claude Code.
yeah. Oh wow.
And like and it's part of this, the reason why we're streaming right now is just to show how accessible this is to everybody who does not know how to code.
Yeah, yeah, and
Because
deploying
like,
onto Harper too, like, again, it's just one holistic system essentially, and it simplifies your entire
yeah,
like, the entirety of it, you slap on, like, the build part of a of agents, right? I mean, you could also the runnable part, but, like, the build part of agents, and then just having something where it's like, "Alright, cool, everything's here, everything's" it's
yeah,
easy, to build, to deploy, and just get an application up and running, like,
yeah.
it's that easy with Harper.
So this is pushing it out. We're gonna have a live URL here soon. I wonder if we should do a security check. Just have it do a security check. I don't everything like everything right now is I don't know. We technically probably don't need a security check on this because everything is open source data.
Mhm,
It's on a free instance of Harper, and like if something happens and somebody just hammers that, it just will like not work anymore
mhm.
until we upgrade. So I think we're good just to share. But before I deploy this to the masses after this, I'll spend that extra time to have Claude
Well,
do a security check.
we can review as well too if you want. Yeah, we'll have them run, and then I can run.
And
I can do that as well with you. So off stream. So
we'll need to also get so right now there's no agent built into this. So it's bringing in this data, it's kind
mhm.
of displaying it um, in an easy to consume way. Although there are some like errors here. You can see how
Yeah, I see an
some
overflow, like an actual. Yep, I see
overflow.
that. Yep,
Yeah.
some overflow issues, some CSS issues.
But we'll get a live app here shortly. Let me go to status, no, logs, config. So we'll be here. There's currently nothing here. I'm just going to share this in the chat so we can kind of live this together as it goes live.
And nice, Kieran. You said you have a German Shepherd, so you love the harp, the
Ooh,
dog logo. I was like, oh, I have
that's perfect.
a Schnauzer Dotson mix. Yeah, we're huge dog people over here. Cats are
Yeah.
cool. Cats are cool, but
Yeah.
dogs pretty amazing.
Yeah, at the office, we have this whole wall where people, where they ask us to send in our pet photos. So you can set up pretty much it's just dogs and cats. I haven't seen anything else in there. But yeah, I have a cat right now, Suki, and she's kicking it. See her every time I go into the office. So it's fun when Carly comes in, my wife, and Bo, my son. It's like he always wants to go look at Suki on the wall.
Oh,
So.
I love it.
All right, truncating just interesting. It's finding an issue in the ENV. It's just like problem solving right now. Um, could look at. Do you know in the .env files, Austin, if because the what I showed before had the in quotes. Do I need to keep those quotes in there, or
The yeah. Oh well, no, should be all
because I
right.
was just okay? Because I just do like equals and I paste it
Yeah,
in.
yeah, you should be all right. Should be good.
Okay,
Look at me, I'm wheel to turn in a little bit. Wait a minute, you should be just fine.
do deploy connection to
Yeah,
Harper. Can't
no,
find.
no, yeah, no quotes.
Okay, cool, cool. Because I did not use the quotes. Is this? It's still figuring this out. I don't know why it's having troubles here.
Yeah, no worries. If as I said, I can come in and I can do that as well too, as well, and everything like that.
It's saying that there's things with the CodeGen as a dev time tool registered as Harper component. It's not needed in production. Interesting.
Yep, schema code gen. Okay, yeah.
All right, all right. We're not live yet. No, yep, not live yet.
Yeah, so we actually do like Harper ENV. Like there are like actual ways that we go about injecting it and making sure things are safe. Actually, even with Harper, our workflow as well. We would demo that today, Kieran, but I think we're nearing towards the end.
See, I would like to get the
Hey,
agent
Jason.
live on this as well. What's
Jason,
up?
Jason is here. Hey.
Cool. So I think the other component of this, we're about to have a live app, but I don't think it won't have the agent in it live yet because we haven't gone through the process of getting I haven't inserted that yet. App is live. App is live. All right. We should be able to refresh that page. Oh, no, maybe not. It wants me to log in. Okay, let's cancel. Let's fix that. It's asking before. Please do a.
This is giving me hope to going back to weekly live streams. Pre AI, I'm like, oh, the amount of planning that goes into like just one live stream is a substantial amount.
I know.
If AI can reduce the load by 40 to 50%, or even
Yeah.
60, it's just yeah. So yeah.
Okay, it says it's deployed. Okay, no, it seems like it's working. Loading river data.
Yeah, we'll have
Gotta
to
fix.
there's some things I see in terms of
Okay.
yeah, if we let me kind of take a look at the code real quick. That's all right while it's doing that.
Yeah, let me just tell it it's stuck on a loading screen.
Okay. Gotcha. That's one part of agentic coding. I'm like,
Okay,
yeah.
let's take a look at the code. Okay, well, I should be able to find that in anti-gravity. Right? Where did that? There we go. Oh, maybe it's a login issue. So it's asking for, um, can you make it open? Okay. Failed to load dashboard. It's probably just timed out there.
Yep. No worries.
Let's see. Having it figure that out. Let's take a look at the code though.
All right.
All right. So what do you want to take a look at here?
Let's take a look at it. So let me see real quick. So we've got the start, agent run. That's cool. Harper run agent. Look at Harper dev. Want to
Right,
take a look at, let's take a look at our, let's see, there's that, the app. Actually, let's go to the, I think you were running it locally.
Yep.
If we can open it up locally, and let's see, before you press enter. Okay. Well, you already press enter. No, we can always refresh, right click. Oh,
Oh, I'm running something else locally. Interesting.
no worries.
Well,
Um,
you
oh,
think that it would be running? Is it running to Harper?
it's running. Oh, so you actually have two things I think deployed essentially. So you have to modify the URL. But let's here's what we can do. Just go ahead, go ahead and cancel that. Or yeah, let's
Here's the local one.
yeah. So that right there. Yeah, just here. Let's leave that. Yeah, leave that as. Oh, okay.
Oh, I hit refresh and it killed it.
No. All right. Let's try
Always
running it
allow.
again.
Fabric instance has no C data for API requires authentication. No.
You'll have to rotate.
What's it saying?
API credentials. So
Okay.
yeah, you'll have to eventually rotate your creds. But yes,
You
anyway,
seen my creds on screen?
I think so. Possibly. I think so.
Where are they?
Yeah.
I don't see them. Huh, I don't see them.
Oh, okay. Sweet. Sounds good.
Okay.
Look at me. This is the overly cautious me.
All right. We are being secretive. Okay. So we're looking at the code here. It's trying to figure out the issues. API requires no auth, and there's no C data. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to. So just waiting on us to. It's still showing the local side here. I wonder if the local one is back up.
Mm-hmm.
Look. Host. Let's see what we got here. All right, deploy. Let me wait for the restart and then test public. Okay. Will this work? It's a moment of truth. I've never had issues like this before, but
Yeah, neither have
it's
I.
also figuring it out. So the rest
Oh,
is just Boolean, no
lovely.
auth. So
All right,
big.
lovely.
Let me revert to the check how Harper handles public access.
All right, let's do this.
Let's go. It's still running. I don't know if I should stop it and redirect it right now. We see all.
I'll let y'all, as I said, as I said, for me, I was like, let's stop it. And I was thinking about just stopping it and letting us do an npm run dev, honestly.
Okay, let's do that. Let's go ahead and stop it.
Yeah,
let's go back to anti-gravity. Let's go. You said
let's do
view,
you can do as a
terminal.
control. Yeah, terminal. Yep, there it is. And just do an npm run dev.
Run dev like that.
Yep. And just press enter. And then you'll just navigate to localhost 9. Oh, Harper's already running. Oh, Harper's already running. So something's already running Harper. Let's just go to localhost or wherever you were prior.
See what's running.
See what's running.
Let's go. There we go.
Wonderful. All right, sweet. Now that we have this, let's right click real quick.
Right click.
Just really curious about inspect. Inspector gadget and go to network real quick. Let's take a look here. Let's go to network. And then I see you have GT sort of filtered. Can you, if you look up here, sorry, this is just me being all, can you remove that whole GT? That way we aren't.
GT. Oh, I see.
Yep. And the filter. Yep. That little thing right there. All right. And just do a refresh.
Enter.
And just refresh the page.
Command R. There we go.
Command R. Stuff is probably cached, so which is good. But let's empty the cache. So you got a little refresh button all the way up there. I mean, you could do Command Shift R. I think it is.
Command Shift R.
There we go. All right. Okay. All right. Load it in 253 milliseconds. All right. Is
that pretty good?
There's some optimizations I think we can do, but given that this is as what it is, I'm actually very impressed. I'm actually very impressed given the situation. So, this is great. And then,
do you think that this has made it live yet? Let's see. Let's check.
Let's take a look. Flow state.
Still wants to have credentials there.
All right.
See allow Harper.
We can work on that. Well, I think there's probably a slight configuration thing and everything like that. Oh, hey, it's 11 p.m. in India. Hey, thanks for joining.
Yeah,
Aaron.
The database should be deployed already with Harper. Harper is acting as
it's an all-in-one, so you shouldn't have many issues at all, or if any at all. So,
I should be able to get around this. I'm thinking if I just put in the credentials for that I used to log in.
Yep,
that might work.
Yeah,
but let me jump to another window where I can pull up my credentials. See what we can do, but kind of want others to be able to explore this too. So I'm just trying to get a way around the credentials.
So just get around the credentials right now. Just log in and then post a stream. We can actually go ahead and solve that.
Yeah, what I'm getting here is a no data yet. C data to run ingest.
Yeah, so admin. Let's go ahead and
that didn't work. Admin page. Okay. Let me play the fix test. Okay, good. Lines through shows authentication calls.
That's using.
Now let me deploy the fix to test. Okay, so is it deploying that?
All right, it's deploying it.
Let's see. Maybe we get this.
All right. So you just want to see it before dropping?
Oh, yeah. I keep the suspense going here.
I know, right? I'm like, Yep, it's running.
I remember when I did the block builder, it was just like magically, it was just up and it was running. Test public dashboard deploy. Okay, let's try this. So that's admin. Let's go to the base. Still no data yet.
So here's what we can do. There's that. So if we open up our file, let's open up our whatchamacallit. I think the whole, it's under lib, like library. I think that folder, the lib folder. and then there's C data. And there's all the C data. So what we can do here,
I see.
yeah. So we can actually go ahead and actually
Data
import
load.
this C data if you'd like to. So we can import it directly into the database.
Oh, I think that's what's doing. C data loaded. Now let me trigger the
There it
ingestion
is.
run to
Okay.
pull live.
Okay. Well,
It's ahead of the game here.
ahead of the
Running
game. I'm
triggered
like, yo,
ingest on
am I
Fabric.
2 steps behind? Oh, snap. So
Interesting that it's okay.
there it
Here
is.
we
Boom.
go.
There we go.
But it's still seeding the data. So we got a little bit. So seems like there's a few more things to do. We need to connect this to the USGS API. I don't know if those are like open APIs that don't require an API key, or if we actually need an API key there. It didn't instruct on that, so I think that's one area I can dig in here.
Yep.
The other one is the agent that predicts flow. It never asks for credentials there. I think that's kind of going to be another phase of this. I'm probably going to still like, this is something that I want for myself. This is kind of a selfish thing that we're building here.
Mhm.
So I'm probably going to keep just pushing this, since I only need to look at it every now and then. Let's see. Let's refresh. There we go. Now we have C data in there.
And then I've also found the API endpoints as well too, the live API endpoints for continuous
Nice.
continuous data as well too, for us and everything like that. So
All right.
that's
All right.
something
So
we
if I'll post this link again, so anybody can come check this out. Are you able to see it on your screen, Austin?
let me take a look.
Did not post.
I'm able to see it. Yep, it works.
Yep. Sweet.
Yep, everything's bueno. So yeah, everyone should
Cool.
be able to access this. This is flow.state.harperfabric.com, and we've just built out something that you can use actually.
Yeah. So let me this is just C data right now.
Mhm.
Can you connect to can you Slack me or put it in the chat the directions for the API itself that it needs to connect to? You
Give me
said
1
that you
second. I'm
found
actually,
that.
I just went over to the API waterdata.us. Here, I'll send this to you via Slack.
This
Or via Riverside Direct.
okay. Riverside Direct. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Understand. All right.
Sweet.
Edit. Copy. I'm gonna post that
I'm
in
trying
here.
to, there's the continuous values, daily values, monitoring location, and also time series metadata. So there's actually several different sort of ways you can go about this. So
Okay.
yeah. So the continuous values provides the like most recent real-time measures of like the stream flowing, is it gauge, GAGE, I guess, gauge height, and tons of other parameters as well. Daily values, like if you just want like a general, like generalized summary or summarized data, like about daily data and stuff like that. So,
I wonder where Claude's going to land on, because it seems like we need continuous here.
mhm,
Time series metadata would be a good kind of backfill.
mhm. Yeah, I'd say, I think it'd be, I think for the first, like, again, like, first 24 hours or whatever could be like, or, could do continuous, but then after that, daily values essentially, if you
Yeah, and
want,
just kind of track
something like
those yourself. In the
yeah, something like that. Or at least I'm thinking as much or whatnot. But also just not being, yeah, I don't know. Could be, I'm thinking real time. Then again, Claude's gonna probably figure it out before me, to an extent. Now
Let's see. So
I've
we
got
need
5 trillion parameters in my head now. 10 trillion, 20 trillion in my now, but yes.
All right, coming in here. Let's do okay. Yeah, I definitely want to build out the agent component of this too. Let's see, always allow. Always allow.
Mhm,
Okay, I'm gonna pop this. Consolidate tabs here.
mhm.
Closing this. So that's local host.
Yep,
This is my live app.
yep.
Except the data is not live right now. Because I'm like, oh really? Because where was I? Can I search? Let's see if the search functionality is built in already. No, that's a
Nope.
fake search bar.
Yep, it's
Okay.
just, it's disabled, so we'll have to implement that. But I think given the project and it just being, sort of a test app,
Yeah.
I think it successfully, we successfully built out, from design to planning to then the implementation to deploying with Harper,
Yeah.
successfully built it out, right? And I think at this point it's just actual, just genuine continuous improvements,
Yeah.
cleanup and improvements as well too. I think this is great. This is good.
Yeah, that's what I agree. Like I've found this with all the apps that I've built is like to get it to this state, which it looks like it's 95% of the way done, but it's really like now is actually 95% of the effort to clean up those rough edges. Like the
Yeah.
overflow that's happening here, the search isn't working. I
Mhm.
don't even know if the admin function. Oh, there's admin functionality here. Um, but like just kind of diving in and seeing where it breaks and just keep iterating. So um, I'll probably do that for myself. Like I'm stoked to use this app. I'm gonna share it with my friends. I'll probably put some kind of like login restriction or something,
Mhm.
just to kind of control how many people are using the free tier of Harper, because it's not unlimited. But if somebody wants access, maybe I'll put an access portal. Like if you want access to this, like sign up to get on the list, and perhaps I can open up a tier where it's like $5 a month to have access or something like that.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
just to recoup costs for servers and stuff.
Mhm.
If I do need to expand in the future.
Yep. That sounds fantastic, man. As I said, but this was a phenomenal live stream. This is
Yeah.
great. And
Well,
if I'll let you take it away, my friend.
yeah. Well, I guess on that note, we'll close it out here. I know we do have other things to do today in our day and other meetings to go to. But if this was informative at all for you, it just know that it really comes down to your idea. Use AI to help you get your idea together, have it kind of synthesize, use dictation, a super kind of awesome move to move from like that. I'm not sure exactly how to write this or exactly like what to say here.
Mhm.
Just start spewing at AI. It'll help you figure it out. Then using kind of the tools in this way, combination of Claude Code plus Claude Design, allowed us to generate something pretty awesome. And I'm gonna keep pushing this. You'll see some posts from this when this is live, kind of in a more complete state here. We'll share the links. So kind of just want to thank everyone who decided to hang out with us today, and hope you got some value from this.
Yeah. Thank you for coming, y'all. Thanks for joining.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.